G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Mark 18 rifle. This is a super highly customizable standalone weapon with custom sounds and 2 different reload animations, and can be utilized by both rifleman perks using semi-automatic receivers and fully automatic commando-based perks and loadouts. So a very good pick for anyone who is using rifles. The Mark 18 in real life, I believe, is used by the American Navy SEALs, and the whole idea behind this thing is not only to replace the M4, which the receiver is what they're going to replace it with. So they'll keep the barrels and the stocks from the current M4s and just chuck in the receiver and you're good to go. It's a very cost-effective solution, I guess. But the main thing that the Navy SEALs use this thing for is they bring the portability of an SMG into a firepower platform of the 5.56 NATO round. So plenty of punching power, but all the portability. So, you know, in close quarters, it's not going to hinder them as much as a longer barreled M4 or M16 type rifle. That's my knowledge of this thing. It may be wrong, but that's what I've read online. Anyways, let's talk about the weapon customizations in game, because honestly, there are people more, I guess, qualified to talk about how weapons work and what's the deal. So what you're seeing right here is basically the same as a vanilla assault rifle, which is nice and consistent with the rest of the game, not jarring at all. It's very good. And you get 2 different receiver types of this, so basically it doubles up on all of the receivers. You can chuck the mega one on if you want. Makes it look slightly different. We'll just go with the standard approach here. It's got a little 4 on the barrel, the 4 on the receiver, 04, -4. I'm not sure what that's all about. The legendary effect slot is up next. Tempting, but we'll move on from that. And now we've got the barrels. Right now we've got a 9.5 inch barrel, which is not the standard barrel length. I believe it's like 10.3 for the Navy SEALs, at least that's what Wikipedia said. But what you get here is like all of these different barrels, and obviously the less length you have on the barrel, the better hipfire accuracy is, but the range is going to be not as good because that extra powder in the cartridge won't have time to burn up inside of the barrel to propel the bullet further. That's how it works, right? But you can go all the way up to 15 inch from 4.5, which is good. Also, you can maybe add a giggity to that. And yeah, so what we'll do is we'll leave this on the standard 9.5 inch barrel, but there's actually a I believe a ported version of this, so we can increase the recoil control. So what we'll do is we'll chuck this on the 9.5 incher, and then we'll make a super compact one with a 4.5 incher, and a 15 incher will be our sniper type weapon utilizing the rifleman perks. Next up, we've got the stock, which right now is a SOP mod, which is forward. You can have that with wraps, you can have it without wraps, you can have it. There's a lot of SOP mods in here, but you can have the Viper ones. All of the ones where you see exceptional recoil, they're recoil compensating stocks. They haven't changed the naming conventions either. And this is just a slightly better stock. You've also got, as we scroll down, the marksman stocks, which again, the naming conventions are the same, but utilize these ones whilst using scopes, because the marksman stocks, they stop your scope sway by quite a big margin, so that's always helpful to have. And yep, those are what the stocks looks like. Let's go for a mag pull, unfolded, because that'll be a recoil compensating variant of this. Next up, we've got a grip, which I believe these don't actually do anything, but it's a little bit of flavor addition to this. So you can have a fab, comfy, ergo, F1, and skeletonized. It's pretty good. Let's go for an ergonomic one on this one. And for a charging handle, you can go for standard or Raptor. The Raptor one looks slightly different, and you'll gain ADS speed out of it, which is always a good thing to have, especially in close quarter situations where you need to aim down sight to gain your accuracy quickly. Now for the magazines, you'll find that most of these have a duplicate with an alt, and that'll actually change your reload animation. Now the alternate reload animation is a lot faster, so potentially you always want to go for that one. But if you want to, I'm going to be showing off both of these reload animations because some of them don't have the extra ability to be alternatively reloaded. If we scroll down to the bottom here, you can see that they've got 300 blackout rounds, which don't do any more damage than the 5.56s, so there's not really much reason to actually use these things. But what you've got down here is the 458 SOCOM rounds, which actually do increase your damage, and you can make these at a chemistry workbench under Mark 18. The installation options for this weapon will be presented to you once you've loaded in this mod and boot up the game, so you can't miss it. And you've got a 60 round magazine. This is the one that's like really fat and looks like it's gonna jam. like any more jam, and I'm gonna be having toast in the morning. But we'll chuck that on, and that'll increase our ammo capacity by a large amount. And we'll go for the sights next, and look at all of these sights. Most of them are reflex sights, so we'll quickly scroll through them so you can have a look at them. But it gets down to scopes as you go down further on the list. The ever famous ACOG is there, very, very nice. And this big old scope, which we'll be using for the sniper variant of this. We'll just chuck an area tech sight now, and then we'll move on, and we'll go for a suppressor on this. There are some of these muzzle brakes here, looks pretty cool, and a control shield on this muzzle brake, very nice. They will decrease your range though, which is not great. Interestingly, this time the range isn't decreased by the suppressors, so a little bit of realism there. That extra barrel space doesn't actually hinder the range at all. Likely Bethesda made it the range penalties were to indicate subsonic rounds, or perhaps a balancing thing, but you know, it's nice to not be penalized for range runs. So yep, got a couple of different suppressor things there. We'll just go for a basic one there. And you can chuck stuff on the rails. All 4 of these rails are customizable. If you've got a barrel with no rails, you won't get these options, so keep that in mind. So you can chuck a flashlight if you want, a laser sight, you can do that. And you can have the laser sight on or off, or you could have it beam or a dot, which is kind of interesting, which I guess means that the beam is invisible, but you'll still have a dot when you're pointing at stuff. Yep, there it is there. That's kind of interesting. We'll leave it on the beam for now. We'll move on to the right rail. Same thing goes here. And the rail lower, this thing where you can put on the grips, the 4 grips. So we'll chuck on a Tango grip there. Just quickly scroll through the rest of these. According to this, it doesn't seem to be any different with these grips, but the angle grip does give you faster sighting and improved recoil control and better accuracy. So yeah, these ones seem to be a little bit better for that. So maybe, yes, it appears that being the gun nut rank 2 variant, it's slightly less effective than its counterparts, but I'm going to be using that on a different weapon. And the upper rail can also be utilized with the laser sight, and that's cool. And you can change the color on this a little bit. So we've got standard here, we've got fully black, and you've got two-tone, which will do that. Why not, eh? Anyways, that's about it. We've also got a damage slider here if the weapon isn't quite doing it for you, but I don't think we'll need to bother using that. There's our Mark 18. Alright, we've been here for a while, but it's finally time to get into some gameplay. Okay, so here we are outside of Immersive Gunners Plaza in broad daylight. I think this weapon probably has the strength to pull this off. This is the Mark 18, what it looks like in first person, if you're interested in what this thing sprints like. I believe that's the same animation as the double time sprint in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And if you punch with this thing, if you bash, you just poke stuff with a knife. And you don't make a noise, so if you want to, you know, stealthily bash someone and kill them, maybe it does slightly more damage than normal, then you can, you know, pretend that you're just knifing them like you would in Call of Duty, I guess. And this is another one that I made. This is the 4.5-inch barrel with the no stock. Very, very compact. We've got the sniper barrel here, long-ass sniper suppressed barrel with a scope with a Russian reticule, because why not? I've got a replacer for that, I guess. And this abomination has 3 laser sights and an aim point that is sitting too low, so I can barely see what I'm shooting at. Good stuff. Anyway, so taking a look at these things in third person, that's what it looks like. Note the position of the hand on the foregrip here, because depending on what you've got your barrel and weapon set up with, it actually changes, even on stuff like an angled grip right there. This is amazing attention to detail, and it really goes to show how far weapon modding has come in Fallout 4, because I remember back in the day when we were getting Chris Vector mods and they had standard combat rifle animations, and I know that was pretty good back then, but now we've got custom animations, all of this new customization, all of these cool concepts. So, you know, we'll take on the gunners in a second, but first there's a behemoth that usually spawns around here. His crimes have gone unpunished for too long. I don't usually go out of my way to kill that guy, but just to show you what kind of damage we can get out of this with a target with a stealth commando style, that's what you can do with it. This thing is also armed with 458 SOCOM rounds, which gives me slightly higher base damage than the 5.56 variant. So using that ace operator and a scope with 4.4 times multipliers. Nice whiff there. Great way to start off. We can hopefully kill these guys easily, as long as I actually start hitting them. And you notice there how I ragdolled that particular gunner. That's because this thing is indeed compatible with the sniper perk, which is good for, you know, taking stuff down at range and ragdolling it, completely neutralizing a threat for a time. This thing is also exceptionally accurate in VATS, as I'll demonstrate just now. Ooh, a leopard print bandana. Very interesting choice of attire, Miss Gunner. Anyways, we'll continue here, and we'll just shoot this one. Right, she's taking cover, and we're a little bit outgunned at the moment. And what I want to do is, it doesn't look like it's going to start raining, but if it happens to, that's good. But let's just take on these gunners in a little bit more one-on-one fashion, or one-on-two. There's the animations, by the way. It'll actually have a stab animation when you bash stuff, so, or a stab sound when you bash stuff, which is some good stuff. And yeah, we're going to be chased around Benny Hill style by these gunners, and you've got a good position on me. It's an Overwatch, I guess, flank from XCOM 2, a flanking position up top. That'll get me critted in no time, so we've got to take him out. But yeah, I think this thing has vanilla assault rifle weapon damage, which is fine for what it is, but you'll find that it is lacking when you're playing very hard bullet spongy difficulty. That's going to blow up the car. What you can do to offset that is just use VATS and let the game aim for you. Go for a critical here because we can't actually hit him. Interestingly, the critical did less damage. There we go. That's better. I guess it's because the penetrator perk. Wonder if it took into account the bullet velocity, how it might change when I'm firing it through a railway thing. Maybe. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, so it looks like the rain is coming in, which is actually good. It's a good thing because what that allows me to do is go back into caution. If I'm in caution, what I can do is sneak crit. If I can sneak crit, I'm doing a lot more damage, and that'll help me even the odds against these angry merc dudes. Not if they're aggroed by a charred feral. What I can probably do here is just try to pick off the ones that are attacking the feral directly. If I can ragdoll them and the feral gets more attacks in, that'd be helpful. But after that, you know what? You can go down, mate. There we go. After they kill him, and that other feral apparently, they're going to come for me, and they're going to be coming across this bridge. So that's a good choke point, actually. So what I might do here is just let them have it. Just go full auto here. Get this thing stealth commandoing. And we'll continue backing off as necessary because, you know, if we get detected, that's a lot of guns that are going to be firing on us. We'll make use out of the unsuppressed variants fairly soon, and some doggo saw me. I'm glad I wasn't detected by gunners there. That was probably the best case scenario. Righto. I think we're far enough away now we can start utilizing the sniper variant again. It's very disappointing that we can't one-shot these guys if we hit them in the head, although we might be getting a little bit of range penalties right now. Regardless, I think that... Oh, she's got one as well. Mark 18 Club. Now, some of these guys might be carrying MG42s, which is a huge problem because they will shred you, and some of them are even explosive too. So they're scary. So that guy's got one right there. Speak of the bloody devil. 1406, very, very nice. We'll get a bit of hipfire action in this thing. Down sight, see what's coming next. Another commander. Tell you what, the chain of command must be weird if everyone's the same goddamn rank. I know it's how they, you know, indicate how tough gunners are, but... like, what's the use of having all of these commanders if you've got no privates to boss around, right? There we go. We'll continue using this sniper one, I suppose. That fella who's dodged out of the way for too goddamn long. We'll go for a stab on this fella, maybe. There we go. Even got a critical strike. Thank you very much, Basher. And what I'll do here is just redress. There we go. Back in the caution. So the equivalent of Fallout 76 escape artists. Sneak rank rank something. Right, can I attack you? Yes, I can. There we go. Oh, I saw his gun flailing through the air and a bit of blood. Thought I killed him. Apparently not. Very good damage when we hit those headshots with the sneak criticals. There we go. So two-shotting these guys with a weapon that can fire this fast is a-okay with me, but we're going to have to maintain stealth if we want to keep that going. I think we've thinned out the numbers enough now to warrant using the loud and proud stuff, so let's go over to the compact one. There it is. It's a little baby Mark 18. I'm not really sure if anyone in real life would be a mad bastard enough to use something with such short length, but, you know, stranger things have happened. And we'll go for another stab here. That was totally the bash that did it. And you'll notice that the reload animation on this was different to the 60-round magazine. And it's especially advantageous for a weapon like this because, well, I think it takes a full mag dump and a few headshots along with that to kill a gunner at full health as they are. So, you know, I think we are suffering in terms of damage, but we'll continue either way. Ooh, I beat her with the tube. The stock tube thingy. That would have hurt, right? Oh god, that guy's got an MG. Alright, you're going down, friend. You're getting the critical treatment. Maybe not like that. Alright, let's just wait for him to stroll up here. And then... there we go. Out in the open now, mate. Let's take him out. So yeah, so 27 on the head there. And obviously, Ace Operator not being on this thing is not good. There's the reload animation in third person, by the way. Are you trying to stim pack? Yes, he is. I think I staggered him out of it for a second there, so that's helpful. Alright, let's use the laser sight abomination, shall we? Or maybe not. I can't actually select it off the quick select. Maybe that's for the best. It'll make another appearance, don't you worry. Just feel like a little bit of power, extra power is what I need here. And of course, there's a slider which I didn't touch, which would allow me to do that. So yeah, the best mods are out there when they say, look, yeah, we understand that there's very hard difficulties, and you know, to offset the really powerful legendary weapons, they're gonna cut your damage by half, and you know, it's harder that way, right? Well, the modders are like, well, okay, this is a thing, so let's just give them a damage slider so they can balance the damage to what we feel like is. Or to what they feel like is what they want the damage to be like. So, yep, the fault of this thing's lack thereof of damage is, it's my fault entirely. Let's move on. Okay, so this video is probably going to go for a long time, so let's try to wrap this up as fast as we can. So I've gone to a weapons workbench and just added the 90% damage slider onto these, so that'll help offset these weapons in terms of how the difficulty is kind of screwing them over with the with how the damage calculation works in this particular difficulty, which, as you saw there, it chopped up those raiders nicely. It's feeling much more powerful now. There we go. We managed to get a couple of sneak attack criticals towards the end of shooting at that bear, and he exploded, which was very satisfying indeed. Now, against Super Mutant Warlords, this extra 90% damage is so important, because we're back to, you know, two-shotting them, but these guys are a cut above what the standard gunners are, so that's totally fine. That guy wasn't a proper Super Mutant Warlord, I don't think. That fella over there, and ooh, I'm getting a little bit of problems with the opacity of the floating bullets. That's fine. Might be a rain occlusion thing, who even knows. There we go. And now we're made. That's okay, because we'll mow him down, and we can do so in under a magazine, a standard magazine. So, yep, I'm pretty happy with that. This thing seems to be performing a lot better, a lot more reasonable with that extra little damage slider on it. Don't even think about it, Suicider. Also, don't try that at home. That could lead to very dangerous consequences. Okay, there we go. Shredding him now, aren't we? That's the stuff. Well, where are you at, mate? Let's get you chopped up. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that's so much better. That's what you want to see out of this thing. Seems like I'm having a bit of problems with the scope overlay, and unfortunately couldn't get him. If I was slightly more accurate, I would have gotten a little bit better. I'll just go for exclusively headshots on this fella. That's given me slightly better success, I suppose. And this guy's up nice and close, so we'll give him a bit of hip fire treatment, and that'll finish him off nice and easily. Right. Almost done with these guys. Oh, the game's bothered to put combat music on, so, you know, it's getting real now. Unfortunately, there's only like a random doggo left, and this guy is running in the wrong direction. Well, not all super mutants are created equally. Not all of them can be that guy who says glorious back in Fallout 1. Oh, that's an esoteric reference. Alright, so with all of those chumps out of the way, let's go ahead and fight old meatbag over here. Mr. I've got a goddamn shopping trolley the size of a Mack truck on my back. There we go. Nice bit of damage there. Looks like we are in ye old danger now, but we'll hit him in the head a few times with our suppressed automatic variant, and we'll wear down his health very quickly. He'll win the DPS war though, so it's very important that we slip through here. It's a very bad crack in the defenses of the scrapyard here made by the super mutants, but luckily enough, we're small enough to fit through it. There we go. See, what I needed before was a sniper knockdown on old Gerald over there. That would have taught him a lesson. If I neutralize him as a threat for a few seconds, like this fella, should have an easier time just shredding him with the automatic variant. Stop doing that. It's very tickling me with a goddamn minigun. Because remember, they give you a minigun at level 2 in this game, so they're pathetically toothless. This thing does have a pretty decent rate of fire. I could probably have done better with the grip choice on it, knowing that the angled grip is inferior to what the vertical grips are, but that's fine. And we're back to this guy being a dumbass, and we're fading into caution. He's going to come and investigate, but if we can get him to stop with a knockdown there, and then just shred him with the automatic one, I think we can find a way to synergize these rifles pretty easily. Alright, one hit kill for me, and what I might do is just spam this guy in VATS, just so we can seal the deal here. Almost there. Finish off with a critical. Oh! Oh my god! You know what? I would have had him anyway, but... Oh, we got it. It is Savant proc there. But you know what? That makes up for your time of doing absolutely nothing, Mysterious Stranger Man. Alright. You got a resilient Daewoo rifle. Yeah, thanks. Stop that. Anyways, so, quite a long video there. If you've made it this far, I commend you for it because, well, it's been a long video. You probably understand what this thing can do and its capabilities by that last clip, but I wanted to boost this thing to an acceptable damage level, and I think through use, I'll probably pick this up on a stream sometime, but yeah, I think I might boost up the damage a little bit because it did feel rather toothless using this thing with 0% on the damage slider. Anyways, if you'd like to see this thing in your game, check out the link in the description. It'll be down there. And if you want to support the channel, will be links to a loot crate and thing. I don't know if that's still active, so probably don't click on it. But if it happens to be and you order a loot crate, I get a small cut from it as well. And you get some discounted Fallout merch. Thank you very much for watching, guys.